So my question is, as you mentioned about your vision, last 2 years, whatever you were doing, but what is your vision about the housing crisis in your city? And then especially the low-income people, the minority people, because the city is very expensive nowadays. And many people, they're moving from New York City to another place where they can sustain. I had experience, the children born here, 3 children, they supposed to be proud of New York, but their parents moved them to, Buffalo, because they cannot be here because of the expense, rent, and all this stuff. The children were cried, but the parents said, we cannot stay in the city because we cannot, maintain the expense of the city.
Yeah.
What's your message?
Yes, and cities are becoming more and more expensive in general, and specifically a city like New York. And our goal, and what this administration has attempted to do, is how do we use our powers to put money back in the pockets of New Yorkers? The announcement yesterday is a clear example of that. One of the number one reason of filing for bankruptcy is because of medical debt. We're going to touch 500,000 people by having that $18 million investment, so we don't have a trickling impact on our economy. The young man that was with us yesterday, he told the story of just simply slipping as a college student, and it's just basically disrupted his entire life. So when you look at what we did in increasing earned income tax credit, decreasing the cost of child care, making sure that we give NYC residents free broadband so they could have access to high-speed broadband, you start looking and adding up what we are doing. It shows that it is focused on how do we use our powers as an administration to make life more livable for everyday New Yorkers. And I think that when you look at the records of housing that Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer and her team, Commissioner Dalfo Carrion, how we have really leaned into this housing issue. We're going to need help from Albany. We need some form of tax incentive. We're going to need to look at how we repurpose our office spaces. You can't have 138 million square feet left vacant. We need to turn it into housing. We're going to need things like raising FAR and others. But we're going to do our part with our City of Yes plan. Dan Garotnik over at City Planning, what he's doing around looking around the city and saying how we could build more, everything from basement apartments to allowing people to build grandparents and granddad housing in their space. So we need to be creative. We can't just say, let's just do things that we've always done. And that's what this administration is doing. And I think because of the success of this administration, more and more New Yorkers are going to find that this is a place they can call home.